Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Miss Dina English. I'm Dina.
And I'm Tom. Hi, everyone. We're really happy to have you with us today.
Today, we're going to talk about something fun, useful, and very common in everyday life.
That's right. We're talking about hobbies and free time, the things we enjoy doing when we're not working, studying, or taking care of our daily responsibilities.
Hobbies are an important part of life. They help us relax, have fun, learn new skills, stay healthy, meet people, and sometimes even discover new things about ourselves.
And for English learners, hobbies are a great topic because you can talk about them in so many everyday situations.
You can ask someone, "What do you like to do in your free time?" Or, "What are your hobbies?"
And you can answer with simple expressions like, I enjoy reading, I like playing football, I'm interested in photography, or I love listening to music.
Before we start, we have a small favor to ask.
If you enjoy our podcast and find it helpful for your English learning journey, please subscribe to Miss Dina English.
And if you enjoy this episode, give it a thumbs up. It helps our channel reach more English learners.
We'd also love to hear from you. Leave a comment and tell us about your favorite hobby.
You can simply write, "My favorite hobby is," and complete the sentence.
Okay, let's talk about our own hobbies.
Sounds good. What do you usually like to do when you have some free time?
I have several hobbies, but one of my favorites is listening to music.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, I listen to music almost every day. Sometimes I listen while I'm working or cooking, and sometimes I just put on my headphones and relax.
What kind of music do you like?
Different kinds. I like pop, rock, jazz, and sometimes classical music. It really depends on my mood.
What do you mean?
If I'm tired, I might listen to something calm. If I'm exercising, I usually want something energetic.
That makes sense. Music can really change your mood.
Absolutely. Sometimes one good song can completely change the way you feel.
I agree. For me, one of my favorite hobbies is reading.
I'm not surprised. You always seem to have a book nearby.
That's probably true. I love getting lost in a good book.
What kind of books do you enjoy?
I like novels, mysteries, biographies, and books about personal development.
That's quite a variety.
I like variety. Sometimes I want an exciting story, and sometimes I want to learn something new.
That's one of the great things about reading. You can learn without feeling like you're studying.
Exactly. And reading is especially useful for English learners.
Definitely. When you read in English, you see vocabulary in context.
Right. Instead of memorizing a word by itself, you see how people actually use it in sentences.
You can also learn expressions, sentence structures, and natural ways of communicating.
Exactly.
What about cooking? Do you consider cooking a hobby?
Definitely. I really enjoy cooking when I have enough time.
What do you like to cook?
I like trying different recipes. Sometimes I make something simple, and sometimes I try something completely new.
Do you always follow the recipe?
Not always.
Really?
Sometimes I look at a recipe and think, I don't have that ingredient. I'll use something else.
That sounds a little dangerous.
Maybe, but that's part of the fun.
True. Cooking gives you a chance to experiment.
Exactly. And when the food turns out well, it feels great because you made it yourself.
And when it doesn't turn out well?
Then we learn from the mistake.
Or order food.
That works too.
I like cooking sometimes, but I prefer simple meals. Pasta, rice, eggs, grilled chicken, things that don't take too long.
So you're more of a practical cook.
Exactly. If it's easy to prepare and tastes good, I'm happy.
What about baking?
I like eating baked food.
That's not the same thing.
I know, but I do enjoy baking occasionally.
I especially like making cakes and cookies.
That could be dangerous for me.
Why?
Because if you make cookies, I'll probably eat all of them.
Then I'll make a big batch.
Perfect.
Another hobby I enjoy is walking.
Walking?
Yes, some people don't think of walking as a hobby, but I really enjoy it.
Where do you usually walk?
Sometimes in a park, sometimes around my neighborhood, and sometimes I walk somewhere instead of taking transportation.
Do you enjoy walking alone?
Sometimes it gives me time to think and clear my mind.
I understand that. After a busy day, a quiet walk can be very relaxing.
Exactly, and it's good for your health, too.
The best thing is that you don't need expensive equipment.
Right, you just need comfortable shoes and some free time.
That's one of the great things about simple hobbies. They don't have to cost much money.
Reading can be inexpensive, especially if you use a library.
Walking is free.
Writing can be free.
Drawing doesn't require much.
And listening to music can be very affordable.
So you don't need a lot of money to enjoy your free time.
Absolutely.
So do you prefer hobbies you can do alone or hobbies you can do with other people?
I like both. Some activities are perfect for quiet time alone, while others are more enjoyable with friends.
I agree. One of my favorite group hobbies is playing football.
How often do you play?
Usually on weekends when I have time.
Do you play seriously?
Not professionally. We play for fun, but of course everyone wants to win.
Of course.
Playing football is great because I can exercise, spend time with friends, and forget about work for a while.
That's a great combination. It also gives you a chance to socialize.
And that's another important benefit of hobbies. They can help you meet new people.
You can join a sports team, a book club, a photography group, a cooking class, or a language exchange.
And language exchanges are especially useful for English learners.
Definitely. You have a reason to speak English, and you already have something to talk about.
You can discuss your hobbies, your interests, your experiences, and your daily life.
And you can make new friends while practicing English.
That's one of the best ways to learn a language, through real communication.
Exactly. You don't always need to sit at a desk with a grammar book.
Sometimes the best practice happens while you're doing something you genuinely enjoy.
For example, if you love football, join an English-speaking football community.
If you love cooking, watch cooking videos in English.
If you love books, read in English.
If you love music, listen to English songs.
And if you love movies, watch movies and TV shows in English.
That's another hobby I enjoy.
Watching movies?
Yes, especially when I want to relax.
What kind of movies do you like?
Comedies, mysteries, documentaries, and sometimes dramas.
Do you watch them in English?
Often, it's entertaining, but it's also useful English practice.
You hear natural conversations, different accents, informal expressions, and everyday vocabulary.
Exactly. But English learners shouldn't worry about understanding every single word.
That's important.
Instead, try to understand the general meaning. Look at the situation, listen to the tone, and use the words you already know to guess the meaning.
And if you hear an expression several times, you'll probably remember it naturally.
That's the power of repetition and context.
So hobbies can actually become part of your English learning routine.
Exactly. If you love something, use that interest to practice English.
That makes learning feel less like studying and more like living, and I think that's one of the best ways to make English part of your everyday life. There are so many hobbies to choose from, and I think that's what makes the topic so interesting. People have completely different personalities, interests, and lifestyles, so naturally, they enjoy different ways of spending their free time.
Absolutely. Some people prefer quiet hobbies, while others want something active. Some people love being alone, and others would rather spend every free moment with friends.
Let's start with creative hobbies. There are so many of them.
Painting is a good example.
Yes. Have you ever tried painting?
I have, but I wouldn't say I'm very good at it.
You don't have to be good at something to enjoy it.
That's true. I think that's something people sometimes forget.
Exactly. A hobby isn't necessarily about becoming an expert. It's about enjoying the activity.
So what do you like about painting?
I like being creative. You can choose your own colors and create whatever you want.
And you don't always have to follow a set of rules.
Right. You can simply take a brush, some paint, and see what happens.
I think I'd need a little more direction.
Why?
Because if I started painting without a plan, I'm pretty sure nobody would understand what I was trying to paint.
You could just call it modern art.
That's a good excuse.
Another creative hobby I like is photography.
Photography is interesting because you can turn ordinary things into something beautiful.
Exactly. You might see an interesting building, a beautiful sunset, a flower, or even a cup of coffee, and think that would make a great picture.
And you don't necessarily need an expensive camera.
No, a smartphone is enough to get started.
That's good advice for almost any hobby. Don't wait until you have the perfect equipment.
Start with what you have.
Learn the basics.
Practice regularly.
And improve as you go.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about active hobbies.
Good idea.
We mentioned football earlier, but there are many other ways to stay active.
Running, cycling, swimming, hiking, dancing, and even walking.
I especially like cycling.
Where do you usually go?
Around the city or in quieter areas outside the city, I like discovering new places while I'm cycling.
That sounds much more interesting than exercising indoors.
Sometimes, yes. When you're outside, you don't feel like you're simply exercising.
You're exploring.
Exactly.
Hiking is similar.
Have you ever been hiking?
Yes, I love being in nature.
What do you enjoy most about it?
The quietness. There are no busy streets, no constant notifications, and fewer distractions.
That sounds refreshing.
It is. You can just walk, look around, and enjoy the scenery, and you get some exercise at the same time.
Exactly. And hobbies like hiking can also help reduce stress.
I agree. Sometimes after a stressful day, you don't need another screen. You need some fresh air.
That's true. And you don't need to spend a lot of money to enjoy nature.
A pair of comfortable shoes can be enough to get started.
Another thing people can do in their free time is learn a musical instrument.
That's something I've always wanted to do.
Which instrument?
Guitar.
Have you ever tried?
Yes, but I gave up pretty quickly.
Why?
I wanted to play songs immediately, but I discovered that first I had to learn the basics.
Chords, rhythm, finger positions.
Exactly, and my fingers were not very happy.
That's normal when you're starting.
I know that now.
Learning an instrument is a good reminder that progress takes time,
The same is true for almost every skill,
including English.
especially English. You might learn 10 new words today and forget 3 of them tomorrow.
That doesn't mean you failed.
It means you need more exposure.
Hear the words again.
Use them again.
Practice again.
And eventually, they become familiar.
That's why consistency is so important.
Exactly.
There's another hobby that can be both fun and educational: traveling.
Traveling is one of my favorite ways to spend free time.
What do you enjoy most about it?
Discovering new places and experiencing different cultures.
I love trying local food.
Me too. And meeting people from different backgrounds.
Traveling can also teach you things that you might never learn from a book.
You see how people live, what they eat, how they communicate, and what traditions they have.
And if you travel internationally, English can be extremely useful.
You may need English at the airport,
At a hotel,
in a restaurant,
when asking for directions.
or when talking to another traveler.
And those real situations can build your confidence.
That's very true. The first time you have to speak English with a stranger, you might feel nervous.
But once you do it successfully, you think, I can actually do this.
And then you become more willing to speak again.
Exactly. Confidence grows through practice.
So traveling can be both a hobby and a language learning opportunity.
Yes, and you can do the same thing with almost any hobby.
If you like cooking, watch cooking videos in English.
If you like sports, watch sports interviews in English.
If you like photography, follow photographers who speak English.
If you like books, read books in English.
If you like gaming, communicate with other players in English.
And if you like music, listen to English songs and learn the vocabulary.
This makes English part of something you already enjoy.
And that can make learning much more enjoyable.
It also gives you a reason to keep going.
Exactly. When English is connected to something you love, you're not just studying English.
You're using English to live your interests.
And that can make a huge difference.
There are so many ways to spend your free time, and sometimes the hardest part is simply choosing what you want to do.
That's true. Some people have several hobbies, while others say, I don't really have any hobbies.
And that's perfectly okay. Maybe they just haven't found the right activity yet.
Exactly. If you're not sure what hobby you would enjoy, start by thinking about your interests.
Ask yourself, what do I enjoy?
What am I curious about?
Do I want to be active or relaxed?
Do I want to spend time alone or with other people?
And most importantly, what sounds fun?
I think that last question is the most important.
I agree. A hobby shouldn't feel like another responsibility.
Exactly. If you already have a busy job, you probably don't want your free time to feel like more work.
Unless you really enjoy challenging yourself,
That's true. Some people actually enjoy difficult hobbies.
like learning chess,
Or solving puzzles.
or learning a musical instrument.
Or studying a new language.
These activities can be challenging, but they can also be very rewarding.
And you don't have to be naturally talented.
That's an important point.
People sometimes say, I'm not creative, or I'm not athletic, or I'm not good at languages.
But being a beginner doesn't mean you can't learn.
Exactly. You might not be good at something today, but that can change with practice.
Think about someone learning to play the piano.
At first, they may play very slowly.
They may make mistakes.
They may forget the notes.
But after weeks and months of practice, they can play songs.
The same thing happens with English.
You may feel nervous when you first speak.
You may search for words.
You may make grammar mistakes.
You may continually make grammar mistakes.
But if you keep practicing, speaking becomes easier.
Exactly.
So don't compare your beginning with someone else's experience.
That's excellent advice.
If someone has been playing guitar for 10 years, you shouldn't expect to play like them after 10 days.
And if someone has been speaking English for years, don't expect yourself to sound exactly like them after a few months.
Focus on your own progress. Look at where you were yesterday, last month, or last year.
That's a much healthier way to improve.
Now, there's another important question. How much time should we spend on our hobbies?
I think it depends on the person.
Exactly. Some people have several hours of free time every day.
Others may only have 30 minutes.
And some people may only have 10 or 15 minutes.
But even 10 minutes can be useful.
You could read a few pages.
Practice a musical instrument.
Go for a short walk.
Write in a journal.
Listen to a podcast.
Or simply sit somewhere quiet and relax.
We shouldn't underestimate short periods of free time.
Absolutely. 10 minutes every day becomes more than an hour every week.
And regular practice can be more effective than doing something for 3 hours once a month.
Consistency again.
Exactly.
But we should also remember that not every hobby needs to be productive.
I'm glad you said that.
Why?
Because sometimes people feel that every activity has to teach them something or help them achieve a goal.
But sometimes you can simply have fun.
Exactly. You can watch a funny movie just because it makes you laugh.
You can listen to music because you enjoy it.
You can play a game because it's entertaining.
You can sit in the garden and enjoy the weather.
You don't have to turn everything into a competition
Or a project.
or a goal.
Sometimes enjoyment is enough.
I completely agree. Another great thing about hobbies is that they can help us meet people.
Yes, imagine you enjoy photography.
You could join a photography club.
Or attend a photography class.
You immediately have something in common with the other people there.
The same is true for sports.
Or cooking classes,
Book clubs.
language exchange groups,
Hiking groups.
even online communities.
And when you already share an interest, starting a conversation becomes easier.
You can ask, how long have you been interested in photography?
Or what kind of books do you like?
How often do you play?
Where do you usually go hiking?
These are natural questions that can start a real conversation.
And for English learners, that's extremely useful.
Definitely. A hobby gives you something meaningful to talk about. You're not just practicing random sentences.
You're talking about something you actually care about.
And that makes speaking easier.
It also helps you learn vocabulary related to your interests.
If you love cooking, you'll learn words like chop, boil, fry, bake, ingredient, recipe, and delicious.
If you love sports, you'll learn words related to teams, players, matches, training, and competition.
If you love photography, you'll learn words like camera, lens, light, focus, picture, and background.
Your vocabulary grows naturally because you keep seeing and using the same words.
That's much better than memorizing a huge list of unrelated words.
Exactly. So, if someone wants to use a hobby to improve their English, what would you recommend?
First, choose something you genuinely enjoy.
Good start.
Then, find English content about that topic: videos, podcasts, articles, books, or online communities.
Exactly. Then try to use the language actively.
For example, don't just watch a cooking video.
Repeat some of the useful phrases.
Don't just read an English article about football.
Try explaining the article in your own words.
Don't just listen to a podcast.
Pause sometimes and repeat what you hear.
That turns passive learning into active practice.
Exactly. And you can even talk to yourself about your hobby.
That's a useful technique.
If you're cooking, say what you're doing.
I'm cutting the vegetables.
Now I'm adding some salt.
The water is boiling.
Simple sentences.
But real sentences.
And they become easier with repetition.
Exactly. So hobbies can improve your English, but they can also improve other parts of your life.
They can make you more active,
More creative,
more social,
more relaxed.
and sometimes more confident.
I think that's one of the biggest benefits.
Confidence?
Yes, when you learn a new skill, even a small one, you prove to yourself that you can improve.
That's very true. Maybe you learn how to cook a new dish.
Or finish a difficult book.
Run your first 5 kilometers.
Take your first good photograph.
Speak English with a stranger.
Each small achievement gives you confidence.
And those small achievements can encourage you to try something else.
So maybe the real value of a hobby isn't only the activity itself.
It's also what the activity teaches you about yourself.
You discover what you enjoy.
You discover what you're capable of.
You learn how to be patient.
You learn how to deal with mistakes.
And you learn that improvement takes time.
Those are valuable lessons.
Absolutely.
So if you don't have a hobby right now, don't worry.
Start exploring.
Try something new.
Give it a little time.
And don't worry about being perfect.
You might discover something you really love.
And if you're learning English, try doing that hobby in English.
Read about it in English.
Watch videos about it.
Listen to podcasts.
Talk to other people.
And use the vocabulary you learn.
Before you know it, English can become part of something you genuinely enjoy.
And that's when learning can feel much more natural.
Hobbies aren't just ways to fill empty time.
They can bring joy, improve our skills, connect us with people, and make everyday life more interesting.
So think about your own free time.
What do you enjoy doing?
What would you like to try?
And what hobby could you connect with your English learning?
Maybe your next hobby is waiting for you to discover it.
And maybe while you're enjoying it, you'll discover a new passion and improve your English at the same time.